Welcome to Life Mosaic. Hi, I'm Wheezy, and I love to share stories that connect the generations, weaving together the threads of life into a beautiful and lasting legacy. This is a space where every moment and memory matters, embracing the joy, the challenges, and everything in between that shapes who we are. Join me as I uncover and celebrate the living legacy that transcends time and space, creating the mosaic of life one story at a time.
She was so bold, and her friend gave her a challenge. It was her 50th birthday, and her friend decided to give her a challenge. And this woman that you're going to meet today was bold enough to pick up that challenge and make a huge change in her life. So today on Life Mosaic, please come and hear the story of Jennifer Statsky as we go forward in this life mosaic. Hey, Jennifer, how are you doing today?
I'm
Well,
great. How are you?
Do you like to go by Jen or Jennifer? I'm so glad that you're here. I gave a little idea that there was a challenge that you took on your 50th birthday. What was that challenge that friend threw down at you?
My one of my girlfriends threw down a transformational challenge for me. So basically, it started. She challenged me in 2019. In 2020 was my 50th, and we know what happened in 2020. The
Yeah.
world shut down. And so we actually were supposed to do this transformational challenge, and I was supposed to wear tiny bikini on stage and walk the stage to show my transformation that I had went through this process of being extremely heavy all my life. And in 10 years, it took me to lean out and to be comfortable in my own skin and learn the tools and habits and skills that actually make me a better coach now currently. So she threw down that challenge and we went through that process together in 2019. And at that time, like I said, 2020, COVID hit and we have no gyms.
Yeah.
I built a little gym at the house and we did online workout programs. We used to do online workouts together and pushed each other through this process. And in this process, I had to learn how to eat the right way as a bodybuilder. And I followed all the coaches on YouTube and all these popular, famous coaches and all these gentlemen who were teaching me how to track my macros and learn all this stuff that I needed to learn in order to be able to be on stage in 2020, which didn't happen until 2021.
So before your 50th birthday, you had gone through losing weight.
Yes, I back when I started in 20, I think it was 2016, I was 189 pounds. And I was disgusted with the way I felt. I didn't feel good about myself. I had low self-confidence. I was a very negative Nelly as far as my mindset. And I started doing online workout programs and started to transform my life from there.
So going through that, what was it during that time or was it when you got into the challenge that really changed your mental mindset
I
to
would say it was definitely the challenge of the transformation and going through the bodybuilding process because you have to deal with a lot of stuff when you're shedding the weight off and you're going through this precipice. Because sometimes you will revert back to some old habits and you have to learn how to work through those so you can meet the standards that you're supposed to meet to be on stage. And what I did during that time was I did a lot of journaling and a lot of self-reflection, and, sometimes, I'll be honest, I cried. Stuff that I thought I'd healed years ago that I really didn't heal.
I can imagine that because we've all gone on eating plans or regimens and whatever. And I don't know about you, but I know I get very hyper focused and then it makes me very anxious and
Mhm.
then when I fall off, I get very discouraged. Is that some of the things that you went through during that time?
Yes, and it brings up, like, dark moments, like, you don't realize how much you value certain things or how much stuff, like, I had a lot of eating issues when I was a child, and I was very overweight, and I grew up in an Italian household, so, of course, every meal was if you're sad, you're happy, you eat. It's always revolved around food. It was very hard for me to start going through this process of learning how to eat right and that kind of stuff before I even did the challenge because I have a mother who's Italian and she likes to feed us. So I would tell her, Mom, I appreciate you. I love you, but please do not put my food on my plate. I will put my own serving on my own plate because then I could guesstimate tracking wise what I was eating and that kind of stuff. So it was very challenging for me because I was overweight and then lost the weight and then gained the weight back and that kind of stuff. And trying to learn how to learn the proper way of changing my mindset so it would stick instead of it always being a struggle for me. I'll lose the weight, gain the weight back. And then when you gain the weight back, you gain more back, top
Uh-huh.
of what you already lost. So I kind of learned how to work through those past demons that I have, let's put it that way.
Yeah. So, at what point of this journey did you realize this was something much bigger?
I started realizing it when I was about, say, 5 years into the online losing weight coaching stuff that I was doing, but I was actually in the process of trying to learn the whole thing. I learned how to use container systems and that kind of stuff to try and track my food, and that didn't work because once you stop doing it, it's not gonna work. What
Right.
stuck was when I learned how to track my macros, and I do it every day now, and I've done it for the last 4.5 years, and it's been a huge change in my life. It really keeps me accountable to my goals, and it also keeps me on track with myself and honest with myself about what I eat and that kind of thing. One day isn't gonna mess everything up. It's multiple of days over time and not doing the proper steps, the nutrition, the mindset stuff in the gym is big for me. I'm there 6 days a week.
Wow. Healing your inner child. It played a huge part of your journey. Can you share a moment when you recognized that healing in action and you saw yourself responding differently than before?
I would say with family, with my mother, for instance, with the food situation, I never had the bull guts enough to say anything to her because I didn't wanna hurt her feelings because she's my mom. But I had to step up for me and say, "Hey, mom, this isn't how I do things anymore. Can you please not do it this way and allow me to put my own food on my plate?" And I spoke up for myself. I had my own voice. And for years, I just suppressed my voice. I didn't really speak what I really felt. And that was hard for me sometimes.
So, part of this journey, the bodybuilding has it become like a passion for you?
Yes, I absolutely love it. One time on the stage and I was hooked. Just, I couldn't say it more than that. It's just a total different thing. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people do it just because they want to do a challenge and they're done with it one time and they're done. But I got hooked. I fell in love with the bodybuilding community. And I actually recently, like I said, the first show I coached myself in 2021 when I did the one here in Connecticut because I was supposed to do the challenge in 2020 with my girlfriend, but because the world had shut down and everything, 2021, the conference did not happen that we were supposed to do together. So I did one here locally in Connecticut and I did that one on my own. I hired a posing coach and I did my own training schedule. I did my own nutrition and everything. I figured everything out for myself, which was a huge feat for me to even take on all that. And then after that first show, I decided I didn't want to have to think through that process because it's a lot of mental that goes through. There's a lot of mental stuff that you deal with when you're competing and leaning out and that kind of stuff, you're shedding body fat, but you're also shedding old pieces of you as you're going through this process. So it was easier to farm it out to a bodybuilding coach who I actually have been working with now. This is going on our second season together,
Okay.
competing, and third year together. Totally.
So I just need to ask one question that's needling at me. Is your friend still doing this too?
Yes. And my other girlfriend, I actually met at a online course to teach us how to compete in 2020. And it was in December, and I actually competed with her in 2023. We did the show together in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that is so wonderful. So this has really just transformed your life going through this. And so you've been competing. Have you won any
Yes, I have.
competitions?
Yes. So the 2021 show, I won third in women's figure 50 plus masters category. And in 2023, I won second place in women's figure 50 plus masters category and third in the overall category, which means I'm going against competitors who are all ages. And I won third place in that. And I absolutely love it. I wouldn't stop doing it for anything. And my coach approached me in 2023 about coaching clients and doing lifestyle coaching with her
That was
team.
going to be my next question. So are you pushing this forward to others?
Yes. Yes. I'm actually coaching women in my own age group. So we try to make sure the clients align with my age range and that kind of stuff so I can help motivate them. They either have staged goals like to get to stage eventually and they still need to shed the weight and learn the habits and the nutrition and the gym and the workouts that go along with that. Or they just want to be a lifestyle client and kind of want that body, but don't want to walk the stage.
Okay. Very interesting. Where are some of the places that you compete?
So I competed in Connecticut in the MPC Physique Committee. So it's a bodybuilding USA program. It's more prestigious than the Natural Federation. I'm competing against women that are taking steroids and stuff, but I'm a natural athlete and I prefer to stay in that national organization because it's more prestigious if you get your pro card. And that's my goal is hopefully this year is to work towards getting my pro card.
Where will you be competing for that?
I am competing in New Jersey and in Pennsylvania. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, Pennsylvania.
And about how many people do you come up like in your category? About how many other women will you be competing against?
It depends on each show is different, and depending on who signs up that day, that's who I'm going against. So in 2023, the women's figure plus, it was just me and another lady. And then in the open, there was only 3 of us in women's figure, so it was a very small show. Some of these shows are larger, so it depends. Like Connecticut, I think there was more than 3 of us. I think there was 5 of us. Every show is different, so you never know how many women are going to be there. It's all who shows up, and sometimes they don't register till 2 weeks before, so you can't even look at the registration list to see who's gonna be there, so
If so, moving forward in this, if somebody wanted to had questions for you or wanted a little bit more information of what it took, do you do you offer like a consultation or something?
yeah, basically, there is a form that I sent to you that people could fill out and request me as a coach. My coach would actually have the conversation with them about, what the program entails, those kind of details. And then she keeps clients with them for a couple weeks, with her for a couple weeks, just so they get used to the system and how things work. And then she transfers them over to me. And then I work one-on-one with them through an app and it's done all virtually. She does posing too for women who are interested in having a coach pose practice with them. Sometimes that's I hate to say it, but it is the hardest thing in bodybuilding. The posing looks easy, but it is not. It's very difficult. It takes a lot of practice. I'm going on my third season, and I finally feel after 4 years, I've got the posing down enough that I'm getting my transitions down, my stage presence down. It's taking a long time, but it's good to have somebody who can show you and teach you the right things, like how to pose properly and that kind of stuff, and what the judges are looking for. And my coach is a judge as well, so that's
Okay.
why I hired her too.
Okay, so the really philosophical question is, if you could go back and talk to your younger self about this, what is the biggest piece of advice would you give your younger self, and what kudos, so it's two parts, and then what kudos would you give to that person now that you're older?
I would say that don't give up on your journey no matter how long it takes, because you're worth it. And no matter who disagrees with you, who doesn't believe in you, or who feels like this isn't anything you should be doing, you need to do what's best for you and what you feel in your heart is calling you to do.
Very
And I was saying for the kudos is that, as I tell my daughters, if I can do it in my 50s and I went back to college in my 40s, you can go back to school and do well in school, because mommy is a bodybuilder out there on stage and doing this because she loves what she does, but also too because I went back to school in my 40s and I got magna cum laude. So you can do it too. There's no reason why they can't. They can do anything they can want, and they can set their mind on being president of the United States if that's what they want to do. But they have to be willing to put in the effort and the time and that it takes to get through that journey, and to be able to say, hey, I might not have accomplished everything I wanted to do, but I still have more to go, and just keep going along that journey.
What a wonderful legacy that you are leaving behind for your girls and hopefully future generations to come. So, what is what do you girls think about everything that you've accomplished?
They're very proud of me. They're very excited. Like when I do a show, the first one, I didn't expect them to come, but they did, and they were there to support me. The last one I did in 2023 and the one I did with the transformation, those were out of state, so it was a little bit more challenging. But they're very inspired by me. You got my older one used to do home workout programs with me. My younger one, I have a pull-up bar in the hallway. She does pull-ups on the pull-up bar. She's 19 now, but she used to, when she was little, run across the room and jump up on the pull-up bar and do a pull-up. So I'm teaching them healthy habits too, and I think that's important for parents who are struggling with their own weight and went through that journey and got healthier, to teach their kids the healthy habits of life so they can have a long legacy to leave.
Yeah. This has just been fabulous, Jen. So if we're going to put up the the link, it will be in the show notes for the link for the coaching form. But do you have a website, or how can they follow you online?
They can follow me on Facebook, Jennifer Stasky, or they can follow me on Instagram. It's the Jennifer Stasky, and there's all my links and informations are in there as well. That way they can get a hold of me, or if they want to message me, they're more than welcome to.
Oh, thank you so much for that wonderful information, Jen. But before we move on, let me just take a minute and share with the listeners where they can find this information. You can go over to the show notes at lifemosaic.me under for Jen's episode and find all her contact information and how you can follow her on social media platforms. But before we move on, let's go ahead and hear a word about living legacy with Wheezy. What's the one story you want your grandchildren to remember forever? Is there a tale how you overcame a challenge, the day you met the love of your life, or a moment you held your first grandchild. Your story is a treasure. It's part of who you are and a gift for generations to come. Imagine your grandchildren hearing your voice, feeling the emotions, and passing it on to their children. Hi, I'm Wheezy, and I'm your storytelling guide. I can help you capture your life stories in a way that's unique and personal to you. Don't let your story go untold. Let's preserve it together for the ones you love. Just go to livinglegacywithwheezy.com.
Very good. Jen, it was just so inspirational to hear your story from going from the struggle and you deciding to do it. And here you are winning awards for it now after all these years.
Yes, exactly. It's very interesting that I came this far along my journey and I'm still only gonna be 55 this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm still gonna keep competing. I know people, friends of mine who are in their 60s that are still competing.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, it's a lot when you decide to look life in the face and go, you're not gonna hold me back. I'm gonna move forward. Just kudos to you for the journey that you have taken. And I'm just so pleased that you came and shared your story with us here on Life Mosaic.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is just interesting and exciting for me just to do these podcasts and be able to share my story with people.
Very good. This is a wrap of another episode of Life Mosaic. And you can always find us on all your major podcast platforms and on YouTube. So have a great week, everybody, and we will talk to you soon. Bye. And